Hi, friends. If you are here, you're watching the replay. Thank you for being here. As a reminder, you can join for these live sessions weekly on the free Insight Timer app. And if you do join through YouTube, I will not be able to see your comments. So I do warmly welcome you to come over to Insight Timer. Hi, beloveds. Oh, some new faces. Hi, Britt. Welcome, everyone. Excuse me, just one moment. I just realized I don't have any more water. Hi, Rochelle. Welcome. Welcome to everyone. Feel free to say hi, share where you are in the world. Hi, Ahia. Hi, Sandy. Hi, Brad. Oh, good. Hi, Shannon. I'm so grateful to be together. Truly. I mean, I always am. Hi, Joy. Hi, Lindsay. Oh, beautiful. Hi, John. Beautiful, everyone. Well, you know, this this teaching on divine timing and the law of resonance. So whoever has shown up here today, may there be some medicine in it for all of us, as there always is. I'm I'm having um, a lot of really big feelings. Oh, I'm gonna start crying. So today, yeah, I'm just gonna be here as I always am, authentic and vulnerable with you. And I have a couple things planned for us since I mean, we'll see. You never know. Even if I'm feeling this way, all sorts of things might come through. Selena tangents are abound. I just want to let you know where I'm at today. Oh, he says I miss crying. Well, maybe when I start crying today, it'll soften that part of your heart and we can cry together. Hi, Mary. Thanks, Britt. Hi, Susan. Hi, Judy. Oh, thank you, Tracy. Thank you. Oh, Britt. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, I love you all so much. It's so great to hear from you and be together. Oh, yeah, yeah. He says some resistance lately, but whenever I'm here, my eyes are watering automatically. Yeah. That's the power of love. It really is. Love really has that ability to soften the walls around the heart. Hi, Tolkien. Hi, Angela. Mm. Wow, for anyone that I'm getting to meet today for the first time, um, my name is Selena, and we have these sessions every week. They don't usually start with me crying, although that you may get this sometimes. Um, and really, this is a space for us to be in community, to share, to love, to serve, to explore different things that are coming up for us, and to really create a space where we can practice being with all parts of ourselves, just as we are, whether they feel sad or happy or rageful or ashamed or tired. We really just create space for all parts. So I welcome you. And for anyone who is here today, some of you might be like, whoa, this is too much for me. I gotta go. And some of you might be like, oh, okay, this is really a place where I can just be. So if you're feeling that sense of allowing yourself to be, I just really warmly welcome you into that. Like whatever is coming up for you, wherever you are today, can you be with that? And as a reminder, we have a super moon. Yeah. I think it's going to be full for some of us tonight and into the morning. So there's a really potent energy that comes with the full moon. And for anyone who's skeptical about the full moon and how it impacts us, we know how the moon impacts the tides on this planet, right? Literally impacts the tides of the massive oceans, and our bodies are made up of water more than anything else. So you can imagine that it does impact us one way or another. I've timed out on you. Rochelle says, "This is my first time and I couldn't love you all anymore. This is amazing already. So beautiful to be completely authentic." Thanks, Rochelle. Thanks, Camille. Thanks, everyone, for all your love. Jen, Melissa, everyone. Thank you. Now, it's so easy. Well, there's two things I was going to say. One is there's, such stigma around like to be spiritual looks a certain way. And I know some of us know that's not true, but we might still unconsciously hold ourselves to standards of needing to feeling like we need to be happy all of the time, or feeling like we're supposed to be positive all of the time, or that if we feel emotions that are uncomfortable or bad, that there's something wrong. Even those of us in a conscious spiritual path, we're all spiritual beings, but even those of us who are engaging in things to open or develop ourselves spiritually, awaken ourselves spiritually, we might still get caught in these beliefs that say things like, oh, feeling sad is bad, or feeling angry is bad, or feeling shame is bad. I shouldn't feel these things. And if you do believe that, or if that resonates for you, I really lovingly invite you to consider that there are no bad emotions. There's nothing bad about anything that you feel. It's all experience. And as human beings, we experience the full spectrum of emotion, and every one of them has its place. You could even consider it has its message or its purpose at times. So there are no bad emotions. Yes, and Tracy says many of us were shamed for our sensitivity. Absolutely. Many of us were shamed to feel anything that wasn't happy, even if we didn't seem sensitive necessarily, right? It's like, don't feel angry, be nice. Don't feel sad, be happy, right? Like there's so much conditioning around emotions. We could speak on that forever, right? So this is absolutely a place where we can practice being with whatever is coming up. And many of you have been here with me before. We've been here together for a long time. Some of you are totally new. And so, just to share like a little bit of my approach to uh, pains that arise, to things that we resist, to suffering, to, as my beloved Sama is always encouraging us, opportunities that arise, aka challenges, right? If you think about it that way, that it's like there are these parts of us inside that are needing us. They're needing us. That shame is part of you saying, please, I need you. That rage is part of you that's saying, please listen to me. Please respect me. Please honor me. I need you. That sadness is some part that's saying, I need you. Whatever thing that's happening inside that we might label as bad or wrong or painful or problematic, what if we were able to address it or approach it as a part of us that is in need of our listening, our love, our care, our attention? Such a game changer. Maria says, hi, Maria. Maria says, I was laughed at a few days ago for being so happy and emotional when the sunset was pink and beautiful, but I didn't mind. I just felt something in my heart for for the people that laughed because they couldn't see the beauty. Yeah, just being with ourselves as we are. That's one of the greatest practices. Like there's I was thinking about this last night. I was taking a walk with a beloved, and we were having deep talks about many things. And there was this point where they were we were speaking about awakened consciousness. And I was originally sharing how the mind, if anyone wants to join me, this is a nice self-soothing technique here. This is a good somatic technique for helping to regulate and self-soothe. Just bring your hands to the tops of the shoulders. Let me brush slowly down to the elbows when we come back up. So I was sharing a little bit about how the mind perceives things as missing. Oh, this should be different. I don't have this thing that I want. The mind perceives lack, or the mind judges things as it shouldn't be this way. And when we live from that place, which is where many of us live most of the time, we have an experience of deficit. We have an experience of lack in the world around us. Yet when we are in a true experience of presence, and when I mean true, I mean you'll know it. I'm not one that says there are ultimate truths because, as my beloved teacher Saima has taught for a long time, human beings' ultimate truths shift around all the time, right? Depending on our mood, depending on what we learn, the thing that we say is our truth is always changing. So, how can it be true? So, we have an experience of lack. And when we drop into an experience of presence, this unbounded state of presence, you might consider. It's different for each of us or different degrees of experience. There's nothing missing, there's nothing lacking, and there's nothing wrong. I know many of you have heard me share the first experience I had of a taste of what might have been enlightenment consciousness. And I remember after I went through this huge experience of just like sobbing and my whole heart just falling out on the floor and every part of me surrendering rather than needing to hold on to my identity or hold on to keeping myself safe or hold on to keeping poise in that moment or being embarrassed for crying so uncontrollably in a public setting. All of that just dropped and I just completely surrendered to what was coming up. And when I came out of that experience of literally being on my hands and knees, forehead on the floor, sobbing at the feet of my beloved teacher, when I came to, you could say, I kind of slowly sat up and I remember opening my eyes, and the light was so exquisite. It's like everything was just bathed in golden light. And we were in like some old junior college conference room. It's not like it was a luxury place, like, but everything was so beautiful, bathed in this golden light. Everything I could see was bathed in this light. And the experience that I had in that moment of presence was that everything, without exception, was the most beautiful thing I had ever seen. The people that I was looking at were just the most beautiful thing I had ever seen. And many of you know this part of the story. Like I was looking at this metal chair on the stage, and I was like, oh my God, that chair is the most beautiful thing I've ever seen. There was no distinction of judgment that one thing was more beautiful than another. Everything was the most beautiful thing I had ever seen. And that for me is presence, a true state of presence. So last night, when I was on this walk with this friend and I was recognizing how the mind lives from this place of constantly creating separation and constantly seeing life through lack, and something's wrong, it should be different, something's missing. All of a sudden, we stopped under this incredible mimosa tree. I live in Hawaii. And there are these beautiful trees, and the leaves are like these palm fronds almost. And it's like they drop down these incredible different colored flowers that look like a lantern. And they're this collection of all of these beautiful flowers and varying shades of color. Some of them can be huge, and they hang down from these vines from the tree, and they just look like these magical, beautiful lanterns of shades of pastel light. And we stopped under this tree and just felt the glory and the grace and the beauty and the blessings that this tree just offers so freely by existing. And as I was gently caressing this flower, I went from that state in my mind of lack, non acceptance, something's missing, something's wrong. I shifted into a state of presence. And all of a sudden, I was in that place again of the absolute beauty and majesty of everything that I could see. This profound appreciation. This is also one reason why gratitude is one of the most powerful tools to bring us home to ourselves, to bring us home to love, to bring us home to the heart, to bring us home to presence. Because in that state of genuine, profound appreciation, it awakened me to the self. And I went from feeling this push pull of lack inside to caressing this flower and then noticing how the temperature of the air was like warm bath water caressing my skin. And being able to look at the sky felt like the greatest gift. And everything I could see, even in the neighborhood, it was just beautiful. Life became so beautiful when the mind stopped judging and labeling everything as good, bad, right, wrong. It shouldn't be this way. It should be this way. I want this. I don't have it. Something's wrong. Everything's wrong. I'm wrong. So I was sharing all of that, I think, because of what Maria shared with us. Because after this experience, as we continued to walk and we were satsang and we were sharing together, my beloved was sharing about how they can tune into that state of a more awakened consciousness, and they wish so much for others to be able to experience it too. And so how sometimes it's kind of hurtful, or not hurtful, but it's they just wish that the people in their life who they care so much about could also be in that state of beauty with them. And I know that experience absolutely. And I could feel something in myself expanding and going even further with it, going even deeper with it. In that when I'm truly in that state of presence, of the profound appreciation of what it is to just breathe, then I'm also no longer wishing to change someone. I'm also no longer looking at someone who's not in a beautiful state and thinking that they should be any different. I just love them. I just love them right where they are. It's not about feeling badly for them or wishing that they were someplace different. We could ask ourselves, when we judge where someone else is in their process as not being spiritual or not being good or not being loving or not being right, who inside is judging that where they are is not exactly where they're supposed to be? Who inside is judging that they should be someplace different? Who inside of us is judging that that person should be different than they are? And if I'm in a place in myself where I'm not judging and I'm able to fully just be with them without any thought that they should be different, who inside is loving? Who inside is loving? Welcome if this is your first time. Mm. Ah, right now, my heart is in this really tender place. And I'm having this experience in the mind, not so much experiencing it right now, but before we started the session, just this experience of in the mind of I need to make decisions. What do I do? What's what's the thing that I do to honor myself? What if that means letting go of something? What if that means losing someone? that kind of really deep inquiry around what does it look like to truly 200% honor myself and be devoted to myself? What does it look like to choose that 200%? Is there really one way in this situation, or are there ways to be flexible? And many of us have dishonored and disempowered ourselves many times in our lives by being in an inquiry like this and then being out of integrity with ourselves. Oh, well, it's okay if I just do this a little longer, even though I know deep down that what serves my soul, what truly honors me, is to fully choose something else. Or, it's not a big deal if I just keep doing this to my body a little bit more. I'll get over it at some point. It's okay if I hang out in this relationship a little bit longer. I'll make my way through it. How often do we compromise our integrity with ourselves because we're afraid? Afraid of loss, afraid of pain. And then there's also the exploration and this kind of inquiry of what does it look like to not be rigid, to practice openness? And of course, like this kind of inquiry, it's a very much part of the human experience, right? This duality of push, pull, good, bad, right, or wrong. Of course, if I was fully in presence, I think the decision would be much clearer, much cleaner. And that's okay. No judgment for it not being clearer. I'll find my way. It's such a tender thing, though. Such a tender thing to choose ourselves so fully, even if it means loss. And I know we all know some version of that in our lives. And I'd really love to bring in the energy that my beloved Saima has been sharing with us lately extra. Be so devoted to you. Be so devoted to you. Be unwaveringly devoted to you. Be so devoted to your soul. So devoted. And everything in life unfolds quite miraculously when we truly choose ourselves. Yes, maybe there's some pain and some discomfort at first. What opens up, though, when we truly choose ourselves, we really open the door for what we've wanted in our lives, what we've longed for, our dreams to really come to fruition. I'm going to come back to some of your comments. Mm. Brad shares, what a beautiful story. Sometimes it's so difficult to dig down through the superficial aspects of things and get to what is really important. Not the easiest road sometimes, but worth it. Absolutely worth it. Absolutely. Yahia shares, sometimes we see just from the surface. Rarely human beings see each other as the psychological oceans that they are. Mm. Yeah, there's so much, so much. Tracy shares, I am exactly where you are. Yes, my love. Yes. How's your heart feeling, my friends, being here today? Being here as a witness to me today in my process, as community in this inquiry together. And today I'm going to read a little bit from my beloved Saima's book, Conscious Living, The Power of Embracing Your Authentic Self. Rochelle shares, today I was given 888, an angel number, on my new diploma. Oh, congratulations. And I feel I was meant to be at this talk. Feels very poignant. Congratulations, love. Congratulations. Beautiful. Beautiful. Britt shares, my heart is feeling lighter. Chris shares, I landed in the right spot this evening. Shannon shares, the right things for our health aren't the easiest things. I needed this today. Grateful for each of you. Grateful for us. Camille shares, stepping into unknown is scary. I am worth the journey. Yeah, yes. I love you. I'm so grateful for you. So grateful for us. So grateful. Many of you are aware of this really exciting announcement that has been announced and it's still in the works. It's coming though. Insight Timer is getting ready to launch an incredible new offering, and I'm profoundly grateful to be part of it. And it is the sharing of teachers' retreats. So now through the app, you will actually be able to see and register for different retreats that we're offering. And I'm so thrilled because my retreat in Bali that is happening April 5th through 12th next year, 2025, that is all about this inner work, loving ourselves, being compassionate with ourselves, caring with ourselves. Very soon it will be available here on the, I don't know if it'll go, originally, I think it was going to go to the website first, and then it will be on the app as well. But there will be opportunities for us to be like this together, to do this work together, to meditate together, to move our bodies together, to be so tender in the grace of love together. And I'm just so grateful to Insight Timer and so thrilled. So, more to come on that and really powerful opportunities to be together in person in this grace of love. Coming back to some of your comments, Sandy shares, I am learning to trust myself. Brad is asking, will you live stream the retreat? No, my love. The retreats will not be live streamed. These are going to be very intimate experiences together. So, no live streaming. Maybe someday we'll have some live streamed retreats or workshops like that are in person, kind of like a hybrid of in person and online and virtual. Okay, let's read a little bit from Ma's book. I think I feel like reminding myself right now, like the compassionate reminder of this too shall pass. Like this moment that feels so painful and where I'm wishing to find more clarity. It won't be this way forever. And the deeper aspects of what are causing pain, I will also work through those and I'll learn. I'll learn from these. I think that's part of where the pain is coming from me. It's like it's not just the pain of I was being really honest and authentic with myself and therefore with each of us and really vulnerable. Um, it's the pain of loss, the fear of loss, um, and the few threads that are tied to that around worthiness. Like why do we hold on to things that maybe deep down we know are not the best for us or they're not aligned for us, whether that's ultimately unaligned or the timing isn't aligned? Why do we hold on? And there is very likely a thread there of some old belief of our own unworthiness. And I'm so grateful because through many experiences or through some experiences this last few months, I really had an opportunity to do a deep dive and really be with the parts of me, see the parts of me that are still living in that old paradigm experience of feeling unworthy, feeling like there's something not good enough. And so therefore wanting things that are affirming that. And it's not to say it's necessarily always that black and white, but there's some hint of that. Even today, in what I'm experiencing, why choose something that doesn't choose me? Why? And I can be compassionate, lovingly say, why? Why would I choose that? Why would I choose that? Where are these threads of still believing some sense of unworthiness? And it doesn't mean that there can't be more than one thing happening at the same time. It could be there are these threads of unworthiness, and it could also just be misaligned timing. There could be so many things that are happening. So I feel like this kind of inquiry for us is also an invitation to be gentle, to not to not get caught in the fear mode of needing things to be black and white. Yes, maybe sometimes our decisions need to be black and white to honor ourselves and respect ourselves. That doesn't mean that the situation itself and the intricacies, as someone was saying, the psychological ocean of a human being, doesn't mean that there isn't more happening there that can be understood. Let's read. So again, this is my beloved Guruji, my beloved teacher Saima, who I've been studying with for over 23 years. Saima is an embodiment of the Divine Mother, and all of the teachings are rooted in love, awakening, service, and remembering who we really are as beings of love. And from that place, living our fullest, most exquisite, juicy lives and serving all as the love of the mother, no matter what kind of body you're in. That, that essence of the Divine Mother is in each of our hearts. Okay. Okay. So I think this chapter is some pages, so I won't read the whole chapter, but I'll read some of it. So, this chapter in the book, Conscious Living, The Power of Embracing Your Authentic You, this chapter is called Be True in Your Relationships. Here's another picture of my beloved Ma. I have many pictures of Ma everywhere, but I just love this one because look at that joy. Look at all of that joy. Isn't that so much joy? Oh my gosh, so much joy. Makes me so happy. Ugh. Be true in your relationships. Limits that arise from fear and need. Most of the time, you enter a relationship because you feel lonely or you are afraid to be alone with yourself. Sometimes depression, boredom, or the need for affection has you begin a relationship. How could that connection be harmonious if such a motivation is your main reason for being in this relationship? Many of you transfer the fears of old relationships into new ones. You may have been injured by a spouse who left with another. When the next relationship arrives, you say to yourself, I hope he will not leave me. I do not want to suffer like the last time. By bringing the past into the present moment, you cannot be in the present moment. Therefore, you may not be available to this new relationship. Now, you do not want to get into a relationship and repeat old patterns. When you want to establish a relationship, ask yourself, why am I looking for a relationship? Why do I want one? A relationship can have many purposes. Become aware of the fact that each relationship is sacred, new, divine, unique, and remember the importance of communication and sharing in your relationships. You may think you do not have any such needs, but consider these things. Observe well. On either side of the relationship, there may be a void inside the person that wishes to be filled. This lack is not a sign of a true relationship. When you say to someone, I love you, what are you really telling that person? What are your real expectations? Is this relationship light and spontaneous, or do your needs eliminate any freedom and create expectations? Do you hide the real reasons and engage only with the fake? Relationship with another is a mirror of the self. A relationship is a mirror for the self. This reflection helps you grow because in a relationship, you need to make decisions. Ding, ding. Experiment. Say yes and say no. How many of you do not dare to say no in your relationships? The yes and the no must be balanced. If you want to live a true relationship, you must learn to say yes or no freely without having to deal with the fears of the past. I often find that as soon as one enters a relationship, one thinks about its duration. You want to cling to your relationship, making it last. What is this attitude? What fear is there? If you are free in a relationship, then you will receive a lot. For example, when you give without even knowing why, for example, when you give without even knowing that you are giving, the relationship is fulfilling. When you are in a relationship without waiting for the other to change, then you grow up. Remember that in a true relationship, there is no duty or obligation. I'll read that one again. Remember that in a true relationship, there is no duty or obligation. In your relationship, commit yourself to your higher self without waiting for the other person to commit to you. A relationship is a great opportunity as it brings you in relationship with creation itself. This is where your soul leads you. Your soul is your essence, the spark of light lodged in your heart that accompanies you from one life experience to another. Your soul accumulates memories and impurities from all lifetimes and requires purification to return to its essence. You are the one who brought this mirror to yourself. I'll read it again. You are the one who brought this mirror to yourself. This person you are attracting is your own mirror. So, if you ever feel hatred, disgust, or jealousy, and you say to yourself, I wish I had never been in this relationship, realize that you are face to face with yourself. And by the way, my loves, this is not only a romantic relationship. On the other hand, if you choose to live in a relationship where there is only splendor, victory, harmony, unity, and divinity, the sharing will be so wonderful and so powerful that the breath you breathe will merge with the whole universe. Experience this relationship with joy. Take time to find out whether you love yourself or forget yourself in this relationship. Forgetting yourself would be a grave mistake. Love yourself in this relationship, and you won't constantly go outside of yourself by loving only the other. If you forget yourself, how can you think that the relationship will be enriched? The image of yourself that you bring into this relationship is also a part of you that you put forward. This is an important point, so examine this image. Asking yourself about your goals, your evolution, and your level of consciousness is also important. You might think you love someone, but ask yourself if you love the superior self in your companion, their higher self, their highest version of their light, or only like this person's body. Is your relationship about love or merely a simple game of seduction? Ask yourself whether you are truly loving. Do you perhaps confuse the body and the self? If you find confusion, think about what this relationship reveals in you. That's a good one. If you find confusion, think about what this relationship reveals in you. Know that in a relationship, to take care of the divinity that is within you, you must first be with your higher self. Be aware of what you are practicing. See whether you use your relationship to glorify inner love with the self, with self knowledge. Ask yourself, do I glorify myself as the higher self? See if you can take this opportunity to be humble, to know who you are in the relationship. For example, ask yourself whether you let your fears rise to the surface to face them. Do you choose to be true in this relationship? What are your choices? Ask yourself whether you manifest your higher self. If you are sincere and true with yourself, all that you and your companion put into practice in the relationship will become unity. When you want a relationship, often you desire this connection because you have forgotten. You have forgotten your higher self. You are lost and you are looking for yourself in the other. I therefore advise those of you who choose to live in a true relationship to reflect on the void that this companion is supposed to fill in you. I use this word void to illustrate how many of you have felt that something is missing within you and you seek to fill this emptiness with a relationship. These are the questions that emerge. Whom do I really love? Do I know what love is? Knowing whether your heart is true in this relationship is necessary. Discover this truth. Ask yourself whether the experience is a positive one where you do not fall into the abyss by being crazy about love and passion. The words I use, whether they be true or false, positive or negative, serve only to enable you to understand this teaching. Know that there is neither truth nor falsity, neither good nor bad. All is but experience. Goes on. We'll pause there though. Ooh, I feel that in my brain. What does that awaken for you? Hi, Ren. The author of the book is Her Holiness Saima, my beloved teacher. Her Holiness Saima. Mm. What are you aware of? Welcome, Ren. Great to see you. I'm aware of wanting to read the rest of the chapter. We're so blessed to be on this planet. Yes, Melissa, that chapter is called Be True in Your Relationships. Great to see you. Be true in your relationships. Mm. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for being here. You're so welcome. Thank you for taking the time to be together. Yes, Melissa, the name of the book is called Conscious Living: The Power of Embracing Your Authentic You by Her Holiness Saima. Viviana, so welcome. Well, Camille shares turning inwards to self, to love me for being me. Yeah, beautiful. And I received, I have a poignant yogi tea fortune today. We can always start again. We can always start again. We can always start again. Well, we'll start to come to a completion. Oh, I'm so glad, Yahia. So glad. Um, as a reminder, if you've been watching someplace other than Insight Timer, I can't see any of your comments. So if you'd like to be part of the interactive discussion and experience, that all happens through the Insight Timer app, which is a free app. So I warmly welcome you to come over to Insight Timer so we can be together in that way. Tracy shares relationships cause us to avoid the void within us. I might say, Tracy, if I can just play with you a little with that one, we cause ourselves to avoid the void. No blame. Like when we take 200% responsibility for everything in our lives, it's a game changer. It's a game changer. I know you feel me on that. Hi, Jay. Shannon shares, I just purchased this book on Audible and I'm excited to listen to it next. Awesome. I love this one's good. This one's like a medium. It's not taking you way off the deep end in the esoteric world. It's very good media. Oh, I love you. Yeah, I got you. I got you. Ah. Oh, it's good to laugh. It's good to laugh. There are many more tears coming today. Laughter is appreciated. Hi, Marcy. Oh my goodness, this human experience is so intense. And I mean, come on, like we know that every single one of us on this planet, we're all having varying degrees of experience. And there's what do I want to say? We can honor every person's experience. We don't need to negate one experience because of another's, and we can absolutely be aware, be aware of others. And if you have practices like prayer, visualization, intention, on an energetic level, we can use these practices to bless others. There's so many who need your light, who need your blessings. And we can take very practical actions as well. We can donate money to those in need. We can volunteer. We can vote. We can be engaged in our political systems or other systems to be a voice when many don't have a voice. So, oh, such a such a spectrum. Um, yeah, I miss you too, Marcy. It's great to see you. Angela shares, it's good to laugh after the week I've had. I'm glad, my love. Shannon shares, photos of Saima make you so happy. I love looking at uh, your photos in Egypt as it just shows you love, your love and energy. Oh, it's beautiful, my love. That's beautiful. Thank you for sharing that. Yeah. I had someone come over to my house for the first time the other day, and I was like, just so you know, I think I said, like, you may have noticed there are a lot of pictures around here of this woman. And I just want you to know I just love to look at my teacher, Saima. I love, love, love to look at my teacher. Because if you come into my home, like sometimes just for fun, I'll count the pictures. Like this is like the main, kind of living room area with an open kitchen. Let me count. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight, nine, 10, 11. I feel like there's probably one I'm not seeing right now. 11 pictures of Saima in this room. If you look at my puja, my altar, my meditation area that has like pictures of my teachers and my beloveds and my crystals and my oracle cards and pictures of me, I've got so many pictures of Saima. So there's just like the beauty of just looking and being in that radiance of love. And it warms my heart. And I saw that Sandy shares, joy is divine. Yes. And what if it's Mary Shell's shares, Rochelle, I looked up 888 in my angel number book, and here's what it says. Your life purpose and your wishes are in alignment. You are doing the right thing and are on the right pathway of light. Ooh, I feel that. That's beautiful. Marcy shares, but in general, there is a dense, tense, even frightening energy, especially in the US right now. Yes, my love. And I would say it's not limited to the US at all. At all. And so that's why we embody our light and we use our tools to be the brightest we can be. Remember that your light lights the lights of others, like one candle going around lighting the flames of other candles, or helping those other flames burn brighter when they've forgotten, when the intensity of pain and sorrow and tragedy and terror makes them forget that they have a light at all. So we be the light to light the light of others, to help remind them. It's that it's that beautiful quote. Um, uh, um, oh, come on, where's this quote? I know some of you know the quote that I'm looking for. Okay. Um, the way you alchemize a soulless world into a sacred world is by treating everyone as if they are sacred until the sacred in them remembers. And I've never seen it attributed to her, so it's attributed here to Rivka Grace Savitri. I'll read it again. The way you alchemize a soulless world into a sacred world is by treating everyone as if they are sacred until the sacred in them remembers. Jay shared, I don't know if it's the full moon or different transitions in life lately, but feeling all the feels this week. Yes, love, I feel you. Yeah, there's so much happening. Yeah, beautiful. Marcy shares, that's why I taught to be the light. Yeah, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you for today, for this time together, this moment and time and space. I'm grateful for you. I'm grateful for us. I'm going to go tend to my heart now. Brad shares, your joy certainly is palpable when you talk about Saima and being on this site. Yes. Yes. Thank you all. Thank you. We'll be together again next Wednesday at 6 p.m. Eastern. As a reminder, you can find all my live events on my profile page. And for some of us, the time of the lives is going to change in a couple of weeks when the time changes for daylight savings in the North American territory. So, yeah, keep your eye out for that. As for the next, I think 2 weeks, it'll be at 6 p.m. Eastern on Wednesdays still. And thank you for your donations, my friends. Thank you. That's very kind. And your donations do support me. So thank you. Tracy shares, continue to send you love and light as you process. Thank you, my love, to you too. And may you find the grace and ease in choosing your beloved soul, your beloved self, with just clarity and love and just ease and being devoted to you, the ease of choosing you first. Maria shares, I'm having so much difficulty accepting what the colonizers did to the indigenous people in all of America. And sometimes I just cry for all the pain they continue to do to some races. How can I surrender to that pain? Thank you for asking, my love. That's a very important, I should say, very valuable question. We don't have the time to explore it because it's a rich topic. It's a big topic. Um, I would say one thing you can start by doing is tending to the emotions that come up inside of you. Because often what we do, my beloved has often referred to this as mental masturbation. We're masturbating our minds. We're looping painful thoughts and we're not really changing anything. We're not making ourselves feel any better. And we're definitely not serving the people who are in pain or who are impacted by the decisions of others that have harmed them. So when we get into the mental masturbation, it's almost like we're just feeding our own habitual emotional patterns of pain and suffering. So there is a balance of tending to our emotions, being aware of our own patterns of just feeding our own painful processes, and then also recognizing the parts of us that do have genuine compassion, genuine care, and then reflect on from a place of more balance after we've tended to our own emotions and patterns to be able to say, okay, now that I'm in more of a clear place and I'm not projecting my own unresolved pain onto the pain of others, how can I make decisions and take actions that are in the greatest service? So that's kind of the way that in a short way, think about this process. Tend to my own emotions with compassion, become self aware if I'm mental masturbating and feeding the parts of me that can go into sadness or go into rage or go into vengeance with a lot of ease because it's so habitual for me. Recognize it doesn't serve others to feed my own patterns of going into that. And then saying, okay, now that I've tended to my own self, maybe my own wounds, how can I best be of service? How can I best serve? So, this is what I would offer. Thank you again so much for asking that question because it's a very important question on many layers. One, how can we actively be of service to those who are impacted and harmed by old time and even current day decisions of those who are ignorant, who have places of power, whatever it might be? And also, how do we not get stuck in mental masturbation, which doesn't serve anybody? And how can we be compassionate with ourselves? Jay's asking, could you repeat what you said about being 200%? Jay, I said it a couple times today, and I apologize. I'm not sure which time you're referring to, nor do I actually remember when I said 200%. So apologies there. If you remember the context, I'm sure I could remember what it was. Do you remember what I was speaking about? We'll close after this. Oh, taking 200% responsibility. Thanks, Melissa. Yeah, I was saying 2 things. I brought it up a couple times. One time was saying when we take 200% responsibility for our lives and we don't blame others, it's a game changer. And that's like a very light way of speaking to the profundity that occurs when we really take ownership of everything in our lives and we start to practice seeing ourselves as creators. And that's nuanced, it's not to say like, oh, I did something wrong because of trauma that occurred in my life. And we don't, it's not ever looking at ourselves as having done something wrong, period, because that would be to blame ourselves. It's taking responsibility, and that's another deeper conversation. And the other one was, yes, being 200% devoted to our own soul. Be 200% devoted to you and watch how your whole life transforms. Both of those things will absolutely transform your life. I could do like a, you know, cringy money back guarantee joke there. It's really true though. When we are 200% devoted to ourselves, our whole lives change. Unless you're already 200% devoted to yourself, and then you will continue to reap the rewards of what that feels and looks like in your life. Oh, yeah. My pleasure. And thanks to Melissa and to Jay and to you who were bringing up those things. Yeah, great. Great, great, great. So let us complete today. Thank you. Thank you with my whole heart, my whole self, for sitting with me in my vulnerability, for sitting with me in your vulnerability, for being part of this collective light that we create together in these satsangs, in these sessions. There's so much healing that occurs, isn't there? When we're able to have compassionate self inquiry, when we're able to sit with parts of ourselves that we might normally reject. Yes, it's such a gift to be here. So thank you for your light. And Maria, I just caught that it was you for sure. You changed your profile picture, so I wasn't sure, but now I know, and I'm very happy to see you. It's been a little while. It was the emojis that told me. I got it for sure. I was like, "Oh, yeah, it's Maria. There's my Maria." Uh, all right, my beloveds. So thank you. Thank you for your light. And just a couple final reminders. One, you can find my live event schedule on my profile page here on the app. And I have so much content on the subscriber side, on the free side. I'm actually getting ready to upload a new free just short talk and affirmation meditation on worthiness and knowing that we are worthy. And also Instagram, Insight Timer and I both post regularly there. Sometimes we collaborate, and there's just so much loving, inspiring content. So if you're just needing little hits of reminders of love, of support, come check out our Instagram pages because there's so much there. And as my joyful reminder, very soon, I'm not exactly sure of the drop date. We're still working out kinks, but very soon, Insight Timer is going to be releasing this on the platform, the new retreat. uh, Side of the platform. So if you'd like to join me in Bali, April 5th through 12th, 2025, for this week at the award winning luxury retreat center from Michael Franti and his beloved Sarah, it's just going to be an exquisite time. Taking time every day to meditate, to do this inner work together, to luxuriate and rest and nourish, to eat incredible food, to play, to meet new friends, to be in community, to have solo time, to be in silence and self reflect, to be surrounded by just the exquisite nature and the beauty of the rice fields, and even opportunities to give back locally in the community there where we'll be in Bali. So all of that is coming, and I invite you to join and keep your eyes out for that. Oh, thanks, Camille. Of course. Geez, I almost forgot maybe the most important announcement. Um, so uh and for clarification, Marcy, this is Michael Franti's retreat center. He might be there. I don't know. Depends on if he's on tour. Camille just reminded me, oh my goodness, hello. My beloved parents, my friends, my first gurus, both are on this app. They lead live sessions each week. And they are such embodiments of love and powerful teaching and decades of wisdom. So if you're not familiar with them, I invite you to join their lives, to check them out. They have a little, like a couple of recorded pieces on their profile pages. The place to really connect with them, though, is their lives, and they're just gems, like totally gems in their own ways. And when you see them, you'll kind of get how I've become who I am. I'm definitely like a mix. Who here can see that I'm a total like 50-50 mix of my parents? I've got like my dad's bigness and silliness, and my mom's like preciousness and like magicalness. It's so sweet. They're just gems. So I dropped their name in the chat. Please find them, join them. Sandy Magrum, Jonas Magrum. They're, oh, hello, little. Oh, it's almost like I want to like make this a magical moment and make it have a lot more meaning than it does. Because this idea of ladybugs landing on you, it might have been a version of a ladybug. It might have been a stink bug. Either way, it just landed on me. So I'm gonna take that as good fortune. Sandy Magrum, Jonas Magrum, absolute treasures of human beings. Please find them, support them, experience their darshan, their grace, because it's just such a gift. Yes, I feel like it is good luck, Maria. I'm gonna take it as good luck. Dang, this humaning is so difficult sometimes, and we are so blessed. We are so blessed. We are so, so, so blessed. If you don't already, my friends, no matter where you are, no matter what has happened in your life, I invite you to find gratitude every day. Even if it feels like there's nothing to be grateful for, I promise you there is something in your life that someone else dreams they had, dreams that they had. Be grateful every day. Count your blessings. You are so blessed. And I promise you, the more that you think of and feel all the things you're grateful for, and the more you count your blessings every day, the more you will experience the richness and the fullness of your life. And you'll experience that there's nothing missing. You'll feel it. You'll see it. You'll start to know it deeply, even in the moments that are painful. There's so much to be grateful. I love you. Love you. I love you. I love you with all that I am. And I'll see you here next week, 6 p.m. Eastern New York time. Be kind with yourself. Be loving with yourself. Be gentle with yourself. If you need a little fire, give yourself some fire. Believe in yourself. Believe in yourself, my loves. You are exquisite. You are a being of light. You are so much more than your body, your mind, and your emotions. You're so much more. Remember who you are. Remember your beauty. Remember your magnificence. Remember the love you were born with, the love that you are, the love that can never be tarnished or taken away, no matter what you've gone through. Remember the love you are. You are. Until we see each other again, always in my heart.